Archangel Michael just drew his sword on your behalf, but you must claim this victory before the final hour passes. My beloved child, do you feel that sudden chill in the air? It's the kind that touches your soul before your skin even notices it. That's not fear. Heaven itself is stirring. Archangel Michael, the commander of God's armies, has just drawn his sword for you. You might not see it, but a divine war has begun in the unseen realm right now. Somewhere between your doubt and your destiny, Michael's blade has clashed against the forces that have held you captive for 6 months. This isn't just symbolic, it's real. Every delay, every betrayal, every silent pain you experienced, those were never accidents. Instead, they were signs that your spiritual breakthrough was being fought for. But listen closely. Just because Michael's sword has been drawn doesn't mean victory is guaranteed. You must claim it before the final hour passes. A celestial countdown is happening, and your name is echoing through the heavens. Angels are aligning in ranks, their wings trembling with anticipation. Yet the heavens wait for one thing, your declaration. You see, heaven can fight for you, but it can't decide for you. Michael's sword has been unsheathed, but it hovers, waiting for your command of faith. You must step onto the battleground of belief and say, "This victory is mine." Because if you don't claim it, the hourglass will empty, and what was meant to be yours could fade back into the shadows. Here's the part most people never hear, though. When Michael draws his sword, it's not just for protection, it's for completion. This means the battle that started 3 generations ago in your bloodline is about to end with you. So pause right now. Take a deep breath. The air around you is charged with angelic energy. You are standing at the threshold of divine intervention. Your prayers, your tears, your silent endurance, they've all been gathered in heaven's bowl of remembrance. And now that bowl has tipped. Heaven is moving, but there's a mystery, a gate that opens only when your spirit responds in faith. You cannot hesitate. You cannot let fear silence you, because in this hour, Archangel Michael fights with the sword of light, a blade forged in God's justice. And every time you say, "I believe," that sword strikes another blow in your favor. Everything I have covered across this channel is now in one place. The prayers, the teachings, the daily blessings, it is all inside the Daily Miracle Manual. Link in the description. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site. You are entering a community of like-minded believers. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others, and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give, and it will be given to you, is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose, join the conversation, and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today, join our community, and see what God brings back into your life. If you want to activate the flow of God's favor in your life right now, please like this video. Let that simple act be a signal to the heavens that you are ready to receive. This isn't just a story. It's a divine summons. Something ancient and powerful has been activated. The enemy knows time is running out. Let heaven know your moment has come. The question is, will you claim it, or will you let this final hour pass? Don't scroll away from the signs you've been seeing, the repeated numbers, the sudden chills, the dreams of battle or light. They were all messages preparing you for this exact moment. Thrilling events are unfolding. Stay with me, because what happens next will change how you see your entire life struggle. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child, the moment Archangel Michael drew his sword, a line was carved through time itself, a divine mark separating what was and what must be. Heaven's army stood in formation, and every angel fixed their gaze upon one thing: your name. The sword glows brighter with every heartbeat that dares to believe, because your faith is the spark that fuels heaven's fire. Do you feel that unseen pull? It's a stirring in your chest that you can't explain. It's not anxiety, it's the vibration of divine warfare. The spiritual realm is roaring with movement right now, and you are at the center of it. Michael's sword isn't just cutting through darkness, it's cutting through everything that ever tried to convince you that you were less than chosen. Ancient forces knew your destiny before you ever did. They whispered lies. They wrapped your heart in fear, and they planted doubt like seeds in your soul. But now every lie trembles, every chain cracks. The sword of Michael is moving with precision, slicing through the unseen cords that try to hold you back. This isn't punishment, it's purification. The fire around you isn't meant to destroy you, it's meant to reveal what cannot burn. You must understand something deeply. When heaven decides to move, the earth begins to shift. Every delay you faced wasn't denial, it was alignment. The universe had to rearrange itself to make way for what's coming your way. You've been hidden, not forgotten, sheltered, not sidelined, protected, not rejected. Archangel Michael never draws his sword without purpose. When that blade gleams, it means divine justice is already being written on your behalf. But still, the heavens are watching. Michael is strong, his wings wide like shields of light, but he waits not for permission, but for participation. Victory cannot be delivered if it is not declared. Your words matter more than you realize. Every whisper of faith, every prayer said through tears, every moment you kept believing when no one else did, those are the commands that empower Michael's sword to strike. So, right now, speak! Declare that your season of delay is over. Say that your purpose cannot be buried any longer. Because when you speak it, heaven enforces it. This is your battlefield of belief, and Archangel Michael fights beside you, not above you. And let me tell you something few ever understand: when Michael fights for someone, it's not a small battle, it's generational. It means heaven has decided to end the cycles that broke those before you. It means your lineage, your bloodline, your future children, they all get freed when you stand your ground in faith. The victory isn't just yours, it's an inheritance that stretches beyond your lifetime. But the sands in the celestial hourglass are still falling. You can feel it, can't you? The urgency, the pull, the silent whisper saying, claim it now. Because if you hesitate, the forces that oppose your destiny will try to steal what's meant to be yours, not because they're stronger, but because they thrive in your silence. Speak now. Claim it now. Heaven listens to those who dare to declare. And as you do, something miraculous begins to happen. The air around you starts to shift. It feels warmer, almost electric. The invisible starts to respond to your faith. Doors you thought were closed begin to tremble on their hinges. Emails you've been waiting for, calls you thought would never come. The universe starts rearranging itself because the spiritual battle has been won in the unseen. Now listen carefully. You are not watching this video by accident. You were called to this very message. Your spirit was drawn here because this is your divine appointment. Archangel Michael has taken his stance for you. But this battle is not meant to scare you, it's meant to awaken you. You are the reason heaven is roaring tonight. You are the cause of this divine destruction. The sword of light gleams brighter, and the sound of battle in heaven echoes softly in your heart. The angels are chanting your name in the language of light, urging you to rise, to take your rightful place in the story of redemption. You are not defeated. You am being prepared for your reveal. Everything that left your life, every closed door, every heartbreak, it was all heaven's way of making space for the divine victory that's unfolding now. But you must not stay silent. Speak your faith aloud. Let the heavens hear you. Say, I claim this victory. I receive what heaven has released. I stand under Archangel Michael's protection. Say it until you feel the weight lift. Because the moment you do, the sword of Michael strikes again, cutting through the last of the resistance, sealing your name in the scroll of the redeemed. The complete guide, every daily prayer, every spiritual tool, everything I've put together to help you grow your faith is down in the description. It's called the Daily Miracle Manual. Now, stay right here with me because, as this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself, Jesus says. This is not history, it is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. Subscribe to this channel to activate God's prophetic promise and alignment in your life. By subscribing, you align yourself with the divine order and ensure you receive the revelations needed to walk in your true purpose. And while this message unfolds before you, remember this: you are part of a story older than 500 years, written by the hand of eternity. Heaven has always known your name. You are not one of the lost, you are one of the chosen. And the fact that Michael's sword gleams tonight is proof that God hasn't forgotten your prayers. But before we go deeper into what happens when that sword finally falls, I need you to do something powerful. If this message is stirring something inside you, don't keep it to yourself. Comment Amen below to seal this covenant with heaven and declare your readiness for the release that follows. Subscribe so you don't miss what heaven is about to reveal next. Because this isn't just another story, it's your spiritual turning point. This moment will mark the day everything began to shift. You'll look back and say, that was the night heaven fought for me. Stay tuned, because the next revelation will uncover what happens when Archangel Michael swings that sword and releases your final deliverance. Don't skip, my beloved child, the heavens are no longer quiet. The sound that echoes through eternity right now is the clash of realms, the strike of Archangel Michael's sword meeting the shadow that dared to reach for your destiny. Every spark that bursts from that collision writes your name in light. You may not see it with your eyes, but your spirit can feel it, the trembling, the shift, the unseen roar that hums beneath your heartbeat. This is not imagination, this is awakening. The sword of Michael is forged from the justice of God himself. It carries within it the memory of battles won before you ever took your first breath. When it moves, creation. When it strikes, dimensions realign. And right now it moves for you. The power that was once locked behind the veil is breaking through, and heaven's order is beginning to restore what the darkness tried to steal. Every wrong accusation, every manipulation, every unseen curse is meeting divine judgment. The angelic commander is not negotiating, he is declaring what belongs to you. But the battle is not fought in the clouds above, it rages in the realm of your belief. Every moment you doubt, the enemy regains ground. Every time you trust, Michael's sword swings again. This is why your faith feels heavy right now, because it is being tested at the edge of breakthrough. You stand between two worlds, one that's ending and one that's being born. You must choose which one you live in. Listen closely, my beloved. The heavens are giving you signs. The sudden ringing in your ears, the flashes in your dreams, the moments where you feel an overwhelming sense of peace out of nowhere. These are angelic markers. They're signals from the celestial realm, letting you know you're not alone. Michael's wings cast shadows that stretch beyond sight, wrapping around you like a fortress of light. And yet, there is something deeper unfolding. The darkness that once mocked your prayers now trembles. It remembers the last time it faced Michael's blade, the rebellion before time, the fall that divided heaven's harmony. The same sword that cast down the dragon now moves for you. Can you grasp the weight of that? The commander who once banished the ancient deceiver now fights for your personal victory. That is not coincidence, it is divine priority. But here's the mystery that heaven whispers only to those awake in spirit: this battle cannot be won with fear. The energy of fear feeds the shadows. The energy of faith fuels the light. So if your heart is racing, if your thoughts feel like storms, stop right there. Breathe. Center yourself. Say softly but firmly, "I choose faith." Each time you do, the atmosphere shifts. Michael's sword burns brighter, and the darkness recedes another step. Right now, the heavens are aligning your path. The people who left your life, the situations that fell apart, even the silence that followed, all of it was the clearing of the field. Heaven cannot plant victory where bitterness still grows. That's why you were pruned, why it hurts so deeply. You were not being punished, you were being purified. The sword that defends also refines us. Michael's light doesn't just slay demons, it reveals truth. And truth, my child, is always the beginning of freedom. Do you know what freedom truly means? It's not just escape, it's awakening. It means seeing who you are in heaven's eyes, chosen, unstoppable, sealed in divine authority. The moment you recognize that, the battle shifts instantly. You stop running from darkness and start commanding it to leave. That is when Michael's power merges with your words, forming a decree that cannot be undone. Now, imagine the scene. The battlefield stretches endlessly, shimmering with celestial fire. Angels form ranks like rivers of light, their voices thundering in unison. The enemy trembles because it knows the sound. It's the song of victory, sung before the dawn of creation. And at the center of it all, Michael stands, his sword blazing like a star that cannot be extinguished. He raises it high, and for a moment, time itself pauses. Every prayer you ever whispered, every tear you ever shed, is suspended in the air like jewels of light. Then with one strike, he brings the blade down, and the sound of that impact ripples through eternity. In that instant, everything shifts. The contracts of pain are broken. The oaths of limitation are shattered. The lies that said you will never rise again are erased. The heavens have declared you victorious. But remember, the sword only seals what faith has claimed. You must claim it. Speak your name into your victory. Speak light into your tomorrow. You are not waiting for freedom, you are walking in it. And now, as the realms resettle and the air begins to still, a divine silence fills the space. Not the silence of emptiness, but the silence that comes when peace finally wins. The angels lower their weapons, but their eyes stay fixed on you. They know your journey isn't finished, it's only transformed. You survived the storm, and now the dawn is breaking. This moment is sacred. Dwell on it, and let your gratitude rise, because the heavens respond to thankful hearts faster than any cry for help. Whisper, "Thank you, heaven, for fighting for me." Every word becomes a light in your aura, a signal to the divine that you are awake, ready, and aware. And if this message has stirred your soul, let that spark become a flame. Don't keep it hidden. Share it with someone who needs to know that heaven still fights for them. Comment "Victory claimed" below, and make this your declaration of alignment. And yes, subscribe not for numbers, but because what's coming next will deepen your understanding of how this divine battle transforms into earthly miracles. For now, breathe in peace, because you have just stepped into the aftermath of victory. The light has won, heaven has moved, and your story, my beloved child, is just beginning. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child, now that the heavens have shifted and the roar of victory still hums across the unseen, a sacred stillness fills the air, the kind that only arrives when destiny stands on the edge of manifestation. The sword of Michael glows with a light that never dims, its blade humming softly with the energy of divine justice. The darkness has been pushed back, but the battle is not yet sealed. There is one final act left, the claiming of your victory, before the final hour fades. Heaven has moved. The angelic armies have fought, but there is a rule written into the very foundation of creation. What heaven releases must be received by faith on earth. You see, the angels can fight for you. They can defend you. They can protect you, but they cannot possess the victory for you. The claiming belongs to you alone. That is why your words matter more than ever now. Every syllable you speak in faith is a decree written across the spiritual realm. When you say, "This is mine," heaven responds, "It is done." The enemy, though defeated, still lingers in the corners of doubt. It whispers softly, "Are you sure? Do you really think it's for you?" And that's where many souls lose their divine inheritance, not in the battle, but in the hesitation. But you, my beloved, cannot afford to hesitate. Now the sword has been swung. The gates of breakthrough stand open, and the final hour is ticking. If you stay silent, the moment may pass. But if you rise in courage and declare, "I claim what heaven has declared mine," then the angels will seal that victory in light. Look around you. The signs are everywhere. Things that once resisted you will begin to yield. People who overlooked you will start to remember you. Opportunities that seemed long dead will resurrect before your eyes. You'll see coincidences that aren't coincidences at all. They are confirmations. Every small miracle, every sudden peace, every unexpected alignment will be heaven whispering, "The victory has been claimed." But there's a warning carried in the wind tonight. The final hour isn't measured by clocks or calendars. It's measured by readiness. The spiritual realm has no concept of time. It moves by obedience. The moment you act, the hour is set. The moment you hesitate, the hour begins to fade. That is why the message found you now, not earlier, not later, because this is your final hour to claim what has already been won. Do not mistake the silence of heaven for absence. The silence is strategy. The greatest miracles are always born in the quietest moments. Michael's sword no longer swings wildly. Now it hovers, glowing above your path, waiting for your faith to command its next move. Archangel Michael's eyes are fixed on you, fierce yet kind, steady yet expectant. He is not fighting anymore, he is watching, waiting to see if the one he fought for will now rise to receive. And I know, beloved, that the waiting can feel endless. You might ask, why does heaven test me so long? Why must I declare when I've already suffered enough? Because faith, my child, is not proven in peace, it's proven in persistence. It's when everything in you wants to give up, but your spirit whispers, "Not yet." Heaven calls that moment gold. That's when your words carry the most power. When you declare victory, even while you still feel the weight of battle, heaven calls that true faith. So rise now, place your hand over your heart, and speak what the angels have already declared. Say, "I claim my victory, I receive divine justice, I walk in freedom, not fear." As you speak it, something invisible shifts. The sword of Michael flares brighter, and a radiant beam of light shoots upward, your declaration reaching the throne of heaven. And from that throne, an answer descends, silent but absolute. It is done. This is the hour of claiming, the divine transaction between your faith and heaven's promise. What was fought for must now be sealed. The heaviness you feel as that resistance is transitioning. You are stepping out of warfare and into victory. The echoes of battle are fading behind you. Ahead lies peace, abundance, and alignment. You are walking into answered prayers. And in this sacred moment, remember that your voice is not small. Every word you speak in faith reverberates through eternity. When you claim your victory, others are set free to claim theirs. You become a living testimony, a vessel of divine power. Your breakthrough becomes someone else's proof that heaven still moves. If you want the full guide with every prayer and lesson I've compiled for this community, Check the description for the Daily Miracle Manual. You are about to enter your divine future. But remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the Word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry when Jesus says, "Give and heaven will open over you." On this platform, every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall, share your heart, and as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit our community now, join the family, and see your heavens open. Now, my beloved, if this message has reached the core of your spirit, if you can feel the truth of these words vibrating through your very soul, don't let it end here. Speak it. Let others hear what heaven is saying through you. There are souls out there waiting for this same awakening, waiting for someone to remind them that the sword of Michael still fights for the faithful. Comment "Victory claimed" below, not as a ritual, but as a declaration that heaven can record. Every comment becomes a spark, every share a ripple of light. And remember to stay connected, for what's coming next will unfold the mystery of how the claimed victory manifests in your life. It's not enough to win in spirit. You will see it in reality. Heavens must become earth's witness. So, breathe in this moment. Feel the shift. The atmosphere around you is not the same as it was when you began this message. You've crossed a line from pleading to proclaiming, from waiting to walking. The light of Michael's sword still burns above you, guarding what you've claimed, sealing your future with divine fire. Whisper now, "I am covered, I am chosen, I am victorious." Let your heart absorb it until it becomes unshakable truth. Heaven hears it, earth feels it, the realms bow to it. You have stepped into your victory. You have claimed it before the final hour. And now, my beloved child, the heavens smile because the prophecy has been fulfilled. Don't skip, stay till the end. Something divine is unfolding beyond this moment. My beloved child, as the final echoes of battle fade and the glow of Michael's sword steadies into a divine calm, something magnificent begins to unfold in the unseen. This is the hour when heaven seals what has been claimed, when victory transforms from a spiritual decree into a tangible reality. The war in the heavens has ended, but its aftermath continues to ripple through your world. Every vibration of light from that celestial sword now descends like rain, touching your life in ways you may not yet perceive. The silence you feel now is not emptiness, it's fulfillment. Heaven is never louder than after a victory. It speaks through stillness, through alignment, through the way doors begin to open without force. You may notice little things changing first, a sudden peace in your heart where anxiety once lived, a small opportunity that feels perfectly timed, a message or call that arrives just when you stopped expecting it. These are not coincidences, they are the signature of the divine seal being placed upon your victory. When Archangel Michael lowers his sword, he does not lay it down in defeat. He drives it into the earth as a sign that the ground beneath you is now holy, protected, and marked for blessing. That ground represents your life, your destiny, your purpose. Every step you take from this point forward carries the imprint of that sacred protection. You are not walking on ordinary soil anymore. You are walking on ground claimed by heaven. But with victory comes responsibility. The seal of heaven is not a passive gift, it is a covenant. It means you are now bound to live in alignment with the light that fought for you. You cannot return to the same doubts, the same fears, or the same patterns that once chained you. The war may be over, but the enemy will test the boundaries of your freedom. It will whisper in subtle ways, through discouragement, through people who question your change, through moments that make you wonder if the victory was real. When that happens, remember this truth: the seal cannot be broken unless you surrender it. And you won't, because now you know the cost of what was fought for. Look within yourself, beloved. Do you feel how your energy has shifted? You are lighter yet stronger. The parts of you that once trembled now stand firm. You no longer carry the same frequency of fear. You vibrate with light now, the light of one who has seen heaven move on their behalf. When you walk into rooms, people will feel it. When you speak, your words will carry a weight beyond explanation. That's what happens when someone walks under the seal of Michael's sword. This is the season where manifestations begin. The things you once begged for will start to appear naturally, not because you are striving, but because the path has been cleared. Your faith has become a magnet. Opportunities favor, and divine connections will find you with ease. And when they do, remember to acknowledge the source. Gratitude is the language that keeps heaven's flow open. When you thank God for every small victory, you multiply the blessings that follow. But listen carefully. Not every door that opens will be yours to walk through. The enemy, though defeated, will still try to lure you back into distraction, pride, or haste. That's why discernment is part of the seal. You must learn to pause before deciding, to listen to the whisper beneath the noise. Michael's presence will guide you if you remain still enough to feel it. The warmth in your chest, the sudden sense of knowing, the peace that follows certain decisions, that's how heaven directs you. Now, there will also be moments of quiet confusion when it seems nothing is moving. Don't mistake those moments for loss. They are the pauses between blessings. The deep breaths heaven takes before unveiling the next miracle. In those times, remind yourself that stillness is not absence, it's strategy. The divine always moves with intention. And my beloved, this is also the moment when you must share the light that's been entrusted to you. Victory that remains unspoken fades with time. Testimony keeps the flame alive. Speak of what has happened. Tell others that heaven fought for you, that angels still move, that faith still opens doors. You are not meant to keep the story hidden. You are a carrier of proof, a messenger of what divine power looks like in motion. So, take a moment now. Feel the pulse of life returning stronger than before. Feel the air around you shift with a warmth that wasn't there before you began this journey. That's heaven's signature. You are surrounded by presence. You are accompanied by light. You are no longer waiting for help. You have become a vessel of help for others. Now, beloved, if these words have stirred something deep in your soul, don't let this divine fire fade in silence. Speak your alignment aloud. Write, "I am sealed by heaven," in the comments. Declare it not just for yourself, but for those watching silently, searching for a sign that their battle can end too. When you speak, you release faith into the collective field, and others feel the strength to rise. And don't forget, stay connected to this space of revelation. Subscribe, share, and spread the light. Every action you take in faith becomes a ripple that returns to you multiplied. Heaven moves through human voices, through messages shared, through testimonies that ignite other hearts. Let yours be that spark. This, my beloved child, is what it means to live under the seal of heaven. To wake each day knowing the war has been won. To walk with courage even when the road ahead is uncertain. And to carry a peace that cannot be shaken by circumstances. You are now a living symbol of divine protection and purpose. Nothing formed against you will prosper, for the sword of Michael still stands planted in your favor. Take a deep breath. Lift your head high. You are walking into the light of fulfillment. Heaven has sealed your story with glory, and the future you feared is bowing to your faith. The angels rejoice, the heavens echo your name, and the universe itself bends to the will of your victory. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child, the moment heaven seals your victory, The unseen begins to reshape itself around you. The angels who once stood in battle formation now move in silent harmony, arranging every detail of your future. Archangel Michael stands at the edge of eternity, his sword no longer burning with war, but radiating with creation. That same sword that struck down darkness now writes new beginnings in the air around you. The light that once fought for you now starts to manifest through you. The manifestation of light is not always loud. It begins subtly, like dawn stretching across the horizon. You start to notice that your thoughts are clearer, your emotions calmer, your instincts sharper. What used to drain you now passes through you without power. People who once misunderstood you will begin to see you differently, not because they changed, but because your energy did. You've been transformed by a battle that was not fought with hands, but with faith. Every thought you think now carries creative force. You've entered a spiritual frequency where belief becomes substance. This is the realm where what you speak begins to shape what you see. That's why you must guard your words. Don't speak from old pain, speak from new purpose. The heavens are listening to every vibration, waiting to transform your words into matter. Michael's sword glows with every declaration of faith you make, carving your desires into the spiritual fabric of the world. Right now, the victory that was sealed in the heavens is descending into your physical life. You may see it through sudden opportunities, unexpected breakthroughs, or divine timing that feels too perfect to be coincidence. It may come as peace in situations that once caused turmoil, or restoration in places where you thought nothing could be rebuilt. The manifestation of light takes different forms, but its essence is the same. It brings order where there was chaos, clarity where there was confusion, and blessing where there was barrenness. You might feel a strange mix of stillness and anticipation. That's because heaven moves differently than time. To the natural world, it looks like nothing is happening, but in the spirit, it's already done. Your only task now is to keep your faith aligned. The greatest mistake people make after victory is forgetting to protect the light that was given. The enemy can no longer attack you in battle, but it will try to lure you into doubt that dims the manifestation. Faith sustains it. This is why gratitude is your greatest weapon. Now, each time you say thank you, even before you see the outcome, the flow of manifestation accelerates. Gratitude turns invisible energy into visible miracles. It anchors heaven's promises into earthly reality. When you wake up, whisper your thanks. When you walk, let gratitude flow through your words. When you face uncertainty, speak thanks for the unseen help already surrounding you. Gratitude is the breath of manifestation. And now, my beloved, I want you to remember something vital. The light you carry is not just for you. When heaven manifests through a soul, it expects that soul to become a channel, not a container. You've been blessed to become a blessing. The light will grow stronger the more you share it. That's how spiritual energy multiplies. When you encourage someone who's broken, when you speak hope into darkness, when you remind others that angels still move, the same light that freed you expands across others' lives. This is how heaven's work spreads. Not through sermons, but through living examples of transformation. So don't hide your story. Don't diminish what happened by calling it luck or timing. Tell the truth. Say, heaven fought for me, and I claimed my victory. Speak it boldly. Each time you testify, Archangel Michael stands taller, his wings unfurling with pride over your courage. Heaven rejoices when faith becomes visible. And now, beloved, listen closely. There's an invitation being extended to you. Heaven is calling you to partnership. You are no longer just someone being protected. You are now someone being positioned. Michael's sword has marked you for divine assignment. You will begin to sense it in your heart, a stirring to create, to serve, to speak, to heal. The light within you seeks expression, and your next season will reveal the purpose behind every struggle you endured. It's time to step into divine partnership. Heaven will bring the opportunities, but you must bring the obedience. The instructions will come as inner nudges, whispers to call this person, start this project, forgive that pain. These are not random thoughts, they are divine prompts. Each small act of obedience activates another layer of manifestation. The light that was fought for now uses you as its instrument of change. You'll start to notice synchronicities, the right people arriving at the right time, resources appearing without explanation, solutions forming out of nowhere. These are confirmations that you're walking in divine alignment. The same angels who once fought for you now walk beside you, clearing your path. When you feel sudden peace, know it's Michael's wing brushing against your spirit. When you sense warmth in moments of doubt, know that heaven is reminding you the light has not left you. And now, before we move further into the revelation, take a pause. Feel this truth in your bones. You are not waiting for divine favor, you are divine favor in motion. You are the living proof that heaven intervenes, that faith transforms, that darkness loses every time light is claimed. Stand tall in that awareness. Walk boldly in your new identity. You are no longer the one who needed saving. You are now the one who carries salvation to others through your light. You are living proof that faith changes reality. Heaven has crowned you. The angels have sealed, and now your world will begin to mirror what your soul already knows. You are victorious, radiant, unstoppable. Stay till the end. The next revelation will unfold the true purpose of the sword. My beloved child, as the light around you strengthens and the echo of divine victory settles into peace, a question begins to rise in the heart of the awakened. Why the sword? Why did heaven choose a weapon of such power, such brilliance, such finality to move on your behalf? The answer lies deeper than the surface of warfare. It lives in the purpose behind the blade. The sword of Archangel Michael is not merely an instrument of battle. It is a symbol of divine authority, a manifestation of truth that cuts through illusion. When Michael draws his sword, he is not only fighting darkness, he is dividing falsity from destiny, separating what is temporary from what is eternal. The purpose of the sword is revelation. Every strike it makes in the spirit world exposes something hidden in the natural one. That's why after every spiritual battle, your life feels lighter, clearer, more defined. Things that once confused you begin to make sense. You start to see who truly stands with you and who doesn't. The sword cuts through illusions, removing the veils that once blinded your sight. And though this process may feel painful, it is sacred. For what is exposed can be healed, and what is healed becomes whole. When the light of the sword shines upon your path, old attachments may fall away. People may leave, situations may collapse. Don't grieve what goes. It's not loss, it's refinement. The sword removes everything that cannot travel with you into your divine future. It is heaven's way of protecting your purpose from contamination. Every separation orchestrated by the sword is mercy in disguise. You are not being abandoned, you are being aligned. But there's another layer to the mystery. The sword doesn't only cut away. It also carves a new path. It forges a way where none existed. When Michael swings his sword, dimensions open. What looked like dead ends turn into divine doorways. You will find yourself walking through spaces that once seemed impossible. You'll meet people you were never supposed to meet by human standards. But heaven's hand will place them before you. That's the creative nature of the sword. It both destroys and builds, both ends and begins. And yet, the true power of the sword is not in its sharpness, but in the intention behind it. Michael never strikes in anger, he strikes in purpose. Every swing is guided by divine precision. No movement wasted, no blow mistaken. That same precision now governs your life. Every delay, every detour, every moment you thought was wasted was actually heaven's alignment. The sword of truth has been shaping your path quietly while you waited, ensuring that every step ahead fits perfectly into the design written for you. The purpose of the sword is also purification. Just as gold must pass through fire to reveal its purity, so must your soul pass through the edge of truth to reveal its strength. The trials you endured were not punishments. They were the refining flames of heaven's craftsmanship. The sword of Michael doesn't only fight for you, it shapes you into someone who can handle the weight of your destiny. You cannot carry divine victory with a wounded spirit, so the sword heals as it cuts. It removes every scar of fear and shame, replacing them with courage and wisdom. Look at your journey now. Can you see how every heartbreak was a redirection? How every loss prepared space for something better? How every unanswered prayer was actually protection? The sword was working even when you didn't see it, and now its purpose becomes clear. It was never just about defeating the enemy, it was about revealing the divine warrior within you. Yes, beloved, you were never merely a bystander in heaven's battle. You were the purpose of it. Heaven didn't just fight for you, it fought through you. Michael's sword is now mirrored in your own spirit. That's why your words carry more weight now. Your presence feels more powerful. Your silence feels more commanding. You are no longer the one who trembles before storms. You are the calm that ends them. You have inherited the authority that the sword represents. So, stand tall, beloved. You are no longer the wounded. You are the chosen. The sword has done its work. You are refined, awakened, and sealed with heaven's authority. And if these words stir something deep within you, if you can feel the truth vibrating through your spirit, then this is your moment to respond. Type it. Speak it. Declare it. I carry the sword of truth. Let heaven hear you claim it. Let the angels record your declaration. Let your voice become part of the divine chorus that celebrates your awakening. And as you do, share this message because someone somewhere is still in the middle of their battle, unaware that the sword is already drawn for them. Be their reminder. Be their sign. When you share, you become the hand of heaven extending light into darkness. Comment, my sword claimed. Subscribe and stay aligned because what unfolds next will reveal what happens when the purpose of the sword merges fully with destiny itself. The sword of Michael was never meant to stay in heaven. It was meant to awaken warriors of light on earth. And now, beloved child, you are one of them. Don't skip. Something divine is still unfolding beyond what you can see. My beloved child, as the purpose of the sword takes root within you, something extraordinary begins to happen. You start to awaken to who you truly are, not merely a soul saved by heaven's mercy, but a chosen vessel carrying heaven's authority. The moment Michael's blade touched your destiny, your identity was rewritten in light. The fear that once defined you is dissolving, replaced by an awareness that you were always meant to carry power, wisdom, and purpose. This awakening is not gentle. It shakes the very core of your being because it calls you to remember what you were before the world made you forget. The awakening of the chosen feels like the breaking of chains you didn't even know existed. You begin to see through illusions that once blinded you. The patterns that used to trap you now feel too small for your spirit. You sense that you can no longer stay where you've been, not physically, not emotionally, not spiritually. The same light that defended you now demands your transformation. You cannot go back to old habits or old ways of thinking because your energy no longer belongs there. Every cell in your being now resonates with divine command. You are being drawn upward, elevated by invisible hands that refuse to let you shrink back into comfort. The awakening is not always easy, my beloved. It often begins in discomfort. You may feel misunderstood, even isolated, as if the world no longer speaks your language. That's because heaven's frequency has replaced earth's noise within you. The people who cannot understand your shift were never meant to walk the higher road you're stepping onto. They served their purpose in your journey, and now the sword of truth gently separates you from what cannot grow with you. This is not punishment, it's purification. Every ending now is an opening. Every silence, a preparation for a divine encounter. As the chosen awaken, their hearts become radiant centers of light. You'll notice your compassion deepening, your perception expanding. You'll begin to sense when someone around you is in pain, even if they never speak it. You'll feel divine nudges to help, to comfort, to speak words that you didn't even know you had within you. That's how heaven works through the awakened, quietly, gracefully, powerfully. Archangel Michael stands behind you now, not just as your protector, but as your mentor. You are being trained to become a carrier of the same light that once rescued you. But listen carefully. Awakening is not a destination, it's a calling. You are being prepared for assignment. Heaven did not draw its sword merely to end your suffering. It did so to awaken your purpose. You will begin to feel ideas stir in your heart, visions, dreams, callings that seem larger than what you can handle. That's the mark of divine destiny. If the dream feels too big, it's because it requires heaven's hand to fulfill it. You were never meant to do it alone. The same power that fought for you will now flow through you. And you may wonder, why me? Why did heaven choose you out of 26,000 souls? Because you endured. Because you didn't let pain turn you bitter. Because even when you felt unseen, you kept your heart pure. Heaven saw your endurance, your tears, your quiet strength, and it said, "This one is ready. You have been tested by fire and found faithful." The awakening of the chosen is the moment when the faithful are revealed. And now the world around you will start to respond differently. People will be drawn to your energy without knowing why. You'll find yourself in places where your words bring peace, where your presence shifts atmospheres. It's not magic, it's divine authority. You are carrying the echo of heaven's vibration. The sword's purpose has become your purpose to restore, to uplift, to bring truth into places where lies have ruled for too long. You are not just healed, you are now a healer. You are not just freed, you are now a liberator. And though the enemy will still whisper doubt, its voice will no longer hold weight. The awakened soul cannot be deceived for long. The sword's edge within you cuts through every lie. When confusion tries to cloud your path, speak truth aloud. Declare, "I am chosen. I am covered. I am guided." Every time you do, the atmosphere around you aligns with heaven's design. The angels respond to faith spoken boldly. Remember, silence invites shadows. Declarations invite light. Speak, beloved, and watch heaven echo your words. Also, beloved, stay connected. Subscribe so you don't drift from this current of revelation. Each message that follows is part of your unfolding, a guide for the journey that comes after awakening. Because awakening is only the beginning. The mission that follows is where your destiny shines brightest. You are no longer who you were. You have risen from the ashes of your own battles as a living flame of heaven. The sword has fulfilled its purpose. The seal has been set, and your awakening is complete. You walk now with authority, carrying light where there was once shadow, speaking truth where there was once fear. Archangel Michael walks beside you, not as a savior, but as an ally, smiling as he whispers, "Now go shine." The awakening of the chosen is the birth of divine purpose on earth. And you, my beloved child, are that purpose in motion. Something immense is waiting for you. Don't look away now. My beloved child, the time has come. The final hour has arrived. The moment heaven whispered of from the very beginning. Every revelation, every battle, every word of truth has led to this point. You stand at the threshold where eternity meets time, where promise becomes reality, and where Archangel Michael lowers his sword, not in surrender, but in completion. The air around you feels charged, doesn't it? That's not imagination, it's the vibration of fulfillment. Heaven is breathing upon your destiny, sealing it with the fire of final victory. The final hour is not about fear. It is about awakening and completion. It is the hour when what was fought for finally manifests in full. The battles you endured were for a reason. The tears you shed watered the soil of your destiny. The silence that once felt unbearable was heaven, preparing the world for your arrival in divine power. And now the heavens have stilled, not because nothing is happening, but because everything has already been decided. The victory has been claimed, sealed, and now it is being revealed. Look around you, the signs are already beginning to unfold. You'll feel sudden shifts, unexplainable peace replacing chaos, a supernatural assurance that things will align without struggle. You may see relationships mending, doors opening, unexpected opportunities appearing as if out of nowhere. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. Heaven never leaves its warriors unrewarded. The same sword that fought for you now stands planted beside you, glowing with a light of divine completion. Its purpose fulfilled. Its energy now rests in your spirit, waiting to be used not for war, but for creation. This is the hour when you become what heaven always intended you to be. The pain you carried was not your enemy, it was your training. Every hardship strengthened the vessel that now carries this light. You are not stepping into victory as a survivor, you are stepping in as a conqueror crowned with divine authority. The final hour is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of the chapter written by your victory. But remember this, beloved. Victory is not passive. You must live it out. You must speak it, walk it, breathe it. Every step you take now must reflect the truth that heaven already decided in your favor. The same power that fought for you now flows through you. When you speak, speak life. When you walk, walk with certainty. You are heaven's manifestation on earth now, the living proof that faith triumphs over fear, light over darkness, truth over illusion. Archangel Michael stands behind you in radiant silence, his sword blazing softly like a setting sun. He watches not as a warrior ready to fight, but as a guardian proud of the soul that has finally remembered its divine strength. He no longer needs to swing his sword for you, because you have become the sword. Your faith, your voice, your light are now the weapons that will bring freedom to others. The battle that began for you will now continue through you. In every life you touch, in every soul you awaken, heaven has written your name in the scrolls of victory. You are now a keeper of divine truth, a carrier of the celestial flame. The final hour is not closing, it is expanding. Every moment you live in faith extends that victory into time itself, transforming the ordinary into sacred. You are the echo of heaven's promise fulfilled, walking in a world that still struggles to see light. That is why you were chosen, to remind others that angels still move, that battles still end, that light still wins. There will still be challenges, yes, but they will no longer break you. You've already crossed the threshold where defeat is impossible. You carry too much light to ever be consumed by shadow again. Even when storms rise, you will feel peace. Even when others fall into fear, your spirit will stand firm. You've been through the fire, and now you are the fire. The final hour is your eternal sunrise. Take a deep breath now, beloved. Feel the divine warmth in your chest. That is Michael's presence, his final blessing before he steps back into the heavenly realms. He leaves you not in absence, but in empowerment. You have become one with the light he carries. The sword he wielded now resides in your soul, glowing every time you speak truth, every time you choose faith, every time you refuse to give up. You are the continuation of heaven's war for goodness, not as a fighter, but as a flame that will never be extinguished. Now go, my beloved child. Walk as one who knows heaven has already decided. Live as one who carries divine favor in every heartbeat. Let the world see through you what victory looks like when claimed before the final hour. Speak kindness, walk in strength, live with purpose. Let your every action testify that Archangel Michael fought, heaven sealed, and you became the victory. And as you carry this light forward, share it. Tell your story. Speak of the battles that shaped you and the grace that sustained you. The world needs to hear how faith looks when it wins. There are still souls waiting for their hour of deliverance. Still hearts too weary to believe. Let your words be the spark that reignites their hope. If your spirit feels the truth of these words, whisper your affirmation now. The final hour is fulfilled and victory is mine. Let heaven hear it. Let the angels record it. Let the earth respond to it. For this is not merely a story. It is a divine decree, and you are the living embodiment of its truth. The battle is over. The war is won. The sword has returned to light, and your destiny has awakened. Walk forward now, chosen one. You carry the dawn within you. The world will never be the same again because you have remembered who you are. Heaven's victory made flesh. You have claimed it before the final hour passed. The light is yours forever. Before this story reaches its final moment, receive this. You did not arrive at Michael's divine shield by chance. You were led here at this exact hour because heaven had something to place in your hands. Through the link in the description and pinned comment, you can step into the Michael's Divine Shield community, a guarded, faith-filled sanctuary where divine protection is not a wish, but a promise standing on the word. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate access to daily devotions, spiritual warfare tools, and divine insights the world will never hand you. Inside Michael's Divine Shield, you will find guidance for every decision, unwavering covering on our prayer wall, and rapid movement toward the destiny already written over your life. Do not let this moment pass. Your breakthrough is standing at the door. And if you want to carry this covering into your home, our guided e-books and Bibles are waiting in the pinned comment. Whether you join Michael's Divine Shield as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence shifts the atmosphere. Take the step. Your protection and your abundance are waiting.